Technicians can help with repairs or a brand new system to keep your home in the Goldilocks zone, whatever the weather. Mention this ad and we'll waive the $95 service call fee with a qualifying repair. But hurry, this is a limited time only offer. Check out our 5-star Google ratings at certifiedaircare.com. Then call 770-988-4328 today.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk 1330, FM 106.3.
Good Monday morning. Welcome to the WLBB Community Voice here on News Talk 1330, FM 106.3, streaming live online at newstalk1330.com. My name's Colin Worthington. I'll introduce you to my guest here in just a second. I wrote down a bunch of notes here that I could just spew off what's going on today. We've got one big week of early voting for the June 16th general primary runoff. It begins today. Runoff races on the Democratic ballots include candidates for Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, Insurance Commissioner, and Labor Commissioner. Maybe in the second segment or the third segment, I'll throw the names out there for each of those. On Republican ballots, runoff races include for U.S. Senate, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, Secretary of State, State School Superintendent, Public Service Commission District 5, and Carroll County Board of Commissioners District 4. Jeffrey Vance, he's one of those two candidates that remaining in that race for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. He's my guest this morning. The other candidate being Will Godby. He'll be on the program tomorrow. Again, today is the first day of advanced or early voting in the June 16th general primary election. The runoff is necessary after 4 candidates were on the ballot for this race in the general primary about a month or so ago. None of those candidates received the required 50% plus 1 vote to avoid the runoff. Godby and Vance were the top 2 vote getters, so they move on to the runoff.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Election day is Tuesday. If you're going to early vote, you're going to do that at the Carroll County Elections Office. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. But the actual election day will be next Tuesday. At that point, if you want to wait till then, you could go to your precinct. Yeah,
yes, sir.
And vote at your personal polling place. But if you're going to vote early, you do it at the Carroll County Elections Office, the temporary office, which is just up the road from us, Noonan Road, across from the sheriff's office. So, Jeffrey Vance, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'll say it's second time on the program for this campaign, but you were on probably about a year or so prior to that on a program.
Yes, sir. We've been on with my wife and I was on with Sarah Claudia, just telling our story a little bit.
That's right, telling your story. Well, for those that don't know, do you want to share a bit of your story now? Because I think people see you, tell that you're
around town. Yes, sir. So real quick, I'm just start from the beginning. I've been graduated from Central High School, and I started Central in the 4th grade. And I met my wife in high school, and we, just started from there. And, I just, basically, I got paralyzed 2013. I fell off a billboard at work. And, before that, I was still pretty involved in things. But after I went to the Shepherd Center, I was there for 60 days. But they asked me to come back for peer support, to talk to freshly injured patients, and because when I got home, I hit the ground running, man. Nothing was going to hold me back. I was it's a life-changing event for me, but I had 2 young kids, and I had to show them that, life's not over. No matter how bad it hurt or what it was, I had to, still be a positive influence to both my children. So doing that, some people saw it, and they're like, look, I need you to come back to Shepherd and talk to these freshly injured people. Just tell them that life's not over. So, I got a lot of enjoyment out of that. It was fun. And then, so that made me more interested in helping other people. So then I was approached by a friend of mine, and they had it's called The Truth in Nature. It's a faith-based organization for fatherless boys.
10, yeah, Truth in Nature.
Yeah,
10,
Truth in Nature. So it was, I really wanted to be a part of that, because if I'd have died when I got hurt, I wanted somebody to step up and take care of my son, take care of Jake. So I started doing that, and it was like, man, it was so great for my heart. Just seeing these kids that they never had a male role model or anybody. And then I had one little boy. We fished together. He got to shoot his first squirrel with me. I took him deer hunting. He killed his first deer. And that's a bond you'll have forever and ever with that young man. So while doing that, I was approached by Steve Fuller, and he wanted to know if I'd want to be on the planning and zoning. I'm on planning and zoning now, but the Board of Elections and Registration. So I was on it for 2 years. So, long story short, I've been heavily involved with a lot of things with the county, volunteering, doing a lot of things. And, I think my time spent is good enough, to allow me to, have experience to be a District 4 commissioner.
And so what are you doing right now? What's your occupation?
Oh, right now I'm a cattle farm. We run 75 to 100 head of calves at a time, and then my wife and I own an investment company. We just buy houses, remodel houses, or buy a vacant old house and tear it down and then rebuild. We have to use we got to rebuild what we have instead of going out and taking this farmland that every farm lost is food off our table initially.
Jeffrey Vance, my guest on this morning's Community Voice program, one of the final 2 candidates for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. And then now talk about your motivation for seeking this seat. I mean, is it something that you thought about all year? Did it just happen when well, I guess Steve had kind of let everybody know about 4 years ago he wasn't going to seek re-election, but has been a build-up for 4 years where you considered this seat? Well,
I'd actually had considered it, but then just the involvement I have with, my kids are busy in sports and stuff, and I was like, man, I don't want to miss anything. My Jake, this is his junior year, and then Lila, this is be her 8th grade year, so she'll be going to high school and playing sports as well as Jake, and I didn't want to miss it. And then when I saw the candidates running and seeing what's happening, what's going on in the county, this is the next 4 years is very crucial to our county. We're growing way too fast, and the threat of all this stuff coming in, I think I've got a strong enough voice, and I don't know the exact right words to say, but I stick to what I believe in. You're not going to sway me one way or the other, and if I say no, no means no, yes means yes. That's how it is, and I understand that you're going to might make some people mad, but I've got a son and a daughter, and you can't make both of them happy at the same time. So, I'm used to fighting that battle.
You talked about the quick growth over the last few years. Everybody who does campaign locally says, in favor of smart growth, controlled growth. Do you not think we're seeing that right now?
I see the issue that I'm seeing right now is these pop-up subdivisions are coming in, and I think the public needs to know about it. And also at the same time, we're not really focused on the strain that we're putting on our infrastructure right now. If you look at what's going on, they just approved the turning lane to come in, but I'm glad the developer has to pay for that. It's something that the county should not have to pay for at all. That's the Stripling Chapel one. Stripling Chapel, yes, sir. So that's going to be 247 lots. And look over here behind Central, where the apartments are going in. That's going to be 500-plus cars a day coming in, bottlenecking. We're just going to be at a strain, and there's no back way to go anymore because all the back ways are full. So I think, I understand we need some type of growth. We can't become stale. If we don't have any growth, then we're not generating any income to the county. So I believe that we need a plan, a better plan per the city and the county to work together, because District 4 has a lot of the city, and then it encompasses a lot of the really good, beautiful agricultural land going down Bethesda and Tice Carrollton Road. So we need to we got to put a limit on where we're going to keep going with the city.
Now, the District 4 race a month ago, the initial election day, is it fair to say that the Country Boys won that? There was 4 candidates, and I would say that the 2 candidates may have lived in the city of Carrollton, right. And then the 2 fellows that live in the more rural part of the county proved to be successful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Will and I, we were very neck and neck, and
why do you think that is? Why did you guys pull out?
I just think, like you said, the rural vote showed up in the rural areas, and I represent, I think, a lot of the ag community, and so we split it, and we'll see what's going to happen next. I'm very positive.
How many precincts are in that district?
There's 8.
I'm gonna go over the numbers for those from that first vote. Now the total votes: 1,076 for Godby, 1,020 for you. But there was 1,022 against you two guys all say, with the other two candidates got that. Bethany, is that just like a half?
I don't think there was like 2 votes there.
Well, I mean, there was like 50 votes in Bethany, but I mean, is that just like a half the district? Is that split with something else?
It's a sliver of something.
You won Roopville, and that was again just a small portion of voters.
Yeah, sure.
Oak Grove, Godby won by about 30 votes out of that one. It was
I need to pick some up there. Come on, guys.
Clem, Godby won that one. He won that about 6 votes.
Yes, sir.
The First Baptist precinct, Shockley won that one, and you came in second with 122. UWG, Jason Jones won that one, 75. Godby had 62. Navalomason, Godby had 139. Jeffrey Vance with 93.
Right, yeah, he killed me on that one.
And that one's actually, that one's more in the city.
It is, and there's a lot of things too, and it does. If it's not feasible for me to go door knocking, and if it was, I still would not do it. I mean, it's just I can't go bother somebody while they're having supper. I can't go bother somebody because time is very valuable.
I can do it because that's my personality. I just can't imagine to go up there and
I'm not gonna beg for anything. I mean.
Tabernacle 143 to 76. Godby had 143, 76, and Old Camp, you won that one by about 50 votes, 242 to 194.
Yeah, that's where the good old boys are at right there. But they're everywhere. But that's more the rural area. So
can you vote in this election if you did not vote?
Absolutely.
You can vote in this runoff if you did not vote in the last month's election.
Yes.
Okay. What do you got? What are you counting on as far as the turnout? Because I tell you what, this does have the governor's race.
It does
for Republican. But yeah, I mean, what kind of turnout do you expect?
I mean, statistically, they say that 60% shows
of
back
the initial
up.
one, yeah.
Yes, sir. So I mean, that's the only thing that's pushing us along. That's going to help. The return voters is the governor's race, and like I said, I still feel good about it. And whatever happens. The sun's going to come up the next day, no matter what.
Well, we hope, because it's kind of
yes, sir. Right, I mean, it might be a little hazy, but
Jeffrey Vance, my guest on this morning's Community Voice program. Again, one of 2 candidates running for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. If you have any questions or comments, I encourage you to post those to the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page, and we'll take a peek see at those during this first break. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
All right, 842, welcome back to the Community Voice here on News Talk 1330 FM 106.3. My name's Colin Worthington. My guest this morning, one of 2 candidates running for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. His name's Jeffrey Vance. Again, tomorrow we'll have Will Godby. He's the other candidate. He'll be on the program. Let me ask you this. Every 2 years, every 4 years, I'll get candidates and representatives of candidates just reaching out to me and just being like, oh, hey, maybe you didn't know this. We'll talk about that candidate. I'll tell you, for the last 12 years, I've snapped at people just after hearing so much build up.
Right.
What times probably wasn't professional of me the way I responded, but I just, there's 5 or 6 things that comes out about people talking about candidates, and it's just, it's silly stuff for the most part. Have you had to deal with anything like that? Has anything like that come across when you're talking to people and they say, well, you know what, I didn't like what you said about this, and you're like, maybe I didn't say that. I don't remember that.
I think the worst thing anybody said about me publicly was from the last time I was on, because I had my hat on. So, you know what? That's me. I wear a hat.
You can't defend that. But no untruths or anything like that. No,
I mean, there is still a little bit, but it's not even worth touching base on because I know the truth, and the people that matter know the truth, and there's enough negativity with this governor's race that everywhere you turn, it's there. So, I'm trying to stay positive and stick to my own roots because the way I am now is not the way I used to be a long time ago. So
Me neither.
Yes, sir. Well,
SPLOST, special purpose local option sales tax, is something that Carroll County voters typically support overwhelmingly. Are you a supporter of that and the way that the county has used that money?
Yes, sir. I support it a lot, and like I said, I'm a very big supporter of sports, local sports, and the rec department. Because the more you keep the kids busy, off the phone, tablet, whatever, outside, they learn life skills. And a team player, it'll take you a long way in life. So I think the SPLOST, if we can allocate more of it towards anything recreational for the kids, and that will end up coming back and bringing money back in the county with these travel ball tournaments and things like that. So, I support it 100%. But that's the thing everybody needs to understand. SPLOST is allocated per program project before it gets approved. It's not like we're going to just have money sitting over here in a pile.
Well, I mean, sometimes it is. It's like, they're putting roads and bridges. I mean, they'll just put that on there, so sometimes it doesn't.
Roads, bridges.
It's not clear.
Administrative buildings.
Well, we have another option for Carroll County is to use the transportation special purpose local option sales tax. It has to go before voters first to see if they would be in favor of that. Another 1%
yes, sir,
of our purchases going towards that. Would you be in favor of putting that referendum before voters?
I would. Yeah, anything that and see all the SPLOST, T-SPLOST, or whatever is, it's all a fair tax for anybody passing through the county, anybody that's staying here. Like I said, the more travel tournaments or anything you can have, it's going to involve people coming in spending money. That's why it's good to have all these nice restaurants in the city, more options for people to come spend money. The more money they spend, the more that we actually making back, for the county, for the projects, stuff like that, And like I said, I was talking earlier about the infrastructure, the roads. I mean, there's several roads. You can go any district in the county, and you can make a list pretty quick on the roads that need, either restriping or the shoulders are terrible on the shoulders. They need to be built back up or actually repaved, resurfaced completely.
And in theory, the transportation, and this is one of the ways I think they have sold it in the past. I mean, that should help out your property taxes as well if you've got this money, designated money going to transportation projects like roads,
right,
bridges,
and
things
like
that.
Me on taxes, I pay enough of those.
But I'll give you this one though. This year, legislators approved and governor signed a local homestead option sales tax, and that's a local option sales tax in Georgia designed to provide property tax relief specifically to homeowners. Now, Carroll County will have the option next year, I think, to put that referendum.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Do you think that one should go out there as well?
Absolutely.
And let the voters decide on that. A recurring theme when Carroll County discusses divvying up how much money those taxes will go. They base it on population,
right?
Basically, but they go. But Bremen, they argue every year. Is my understanding. They argue every year. Okay, sure, we only have like 42 houses or whatever it is
in the city limits.
In city limits in Carroll County.
Yes,
but they've got a lot of businesses out there that's generating a lot of tax, a lot of revenue.
Right.
And Carroll County, I mean, for the most part, they don't have to. They can just say, okay, well, still, I mean, that's nice, but we'll just take that money and not worry about it. Do you think that Carroll County should be more open to listening to Bremen's argument about all his businesses and maybe give them a little more of the pot?
And you know what? I mean, that's to me, Bremen's a long way away. But no, I really don't know a whole lot about Bremen. Yeah, that's out of District 4. But I don't really know a lot about that, and so I won't even.
I got you. Fair enough. We'll take our final break right now. I think it's 6:49. So we'll come back with about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah, finish our conversation
Yes,
with Jeffrey Vance. And again, if you have any questions or comments, please post those to the News Talk 1330 WLBB Facebook page. Seems like we got a lot of people watching us on Facebook. So again, feel free to post some comments up there, and we'll look at them when we come back. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
8:50. Welcome back to the WLBB Community Voice. My name is Colin Worthington. My guest this morning, Jeffrey Vance, again one of two candidates running for the District 4 seat on the Carroll County Board of Commissioners. It's a runoff election going on right now. Today's the first day of early voting. That'll go. Is it Saturday? Do you have Saturday early voting?
They don't. Not this time. No,
just Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. Yes,
and
sir.
if you'll do it this week, you go to the Carroll County Elections Office, the temporary office. This might be. I think it's the last election at that office before they go to the fancy new building. But if you can vote this week, you want to go out there and cast your ballot there. And then next Tuesday is Election Day, and you'll go to your precinct, to your polling place, and cast your vote. Other things that are on the ballots during this runoff election: Lieutenant Governor on the Democratic side, Josh McLaurin and Nabila Parks; Secretary of State Dana Barrett and Penny Brown Reynolds; Commissioner of Insurance DeAndre Mathis, Keisha Shawn Waits; and Labor Commissioner Nikki Porcher and Michelle Sanchez. That's on the Democratic runoff ballot. Republican runoff ballot for U.S. Senate, you got Mike Collins and Derek Dooley. For governor, Rick Jackson and Burt Jones. For lieutenant governor, Greg Dolezal and John Kennedy. Secretary of State, Tim Fleming and Vernon Jones. State school superintendent, got Fred Bubba Longrear and Richard Woods. Public Service Commissioner, District 5, Bobby Meehan and Josh Tolbert. And for Carroll County Commission, District 4, Will Godby and Jeffrey Vance. So a lot of things to vote on, not just this county race,
sir.
but that all these other ones could get you out there to go vote for that county race.
Local's important.
There you go, or vice versa.
Yeah.
The local race should get you out there to vote. Everybody's favorite topic. I want to see exactly how I phrased this when I wrote that. Then on paper. Well, what do you think you know for sure about data centers and battery energy storage systems? Because there's there's like one out of every 6 comments I think we get on Facebook or everything. Somebody's like, hey, you're getting money, and they'll make challenge people's hypocrisy, saying, hey, you're using your phone right now, and your computer right now. You should be open to these data centers.
Yeah, we've been using our phones for a long time before this data center hype just come up. And so I think that I've read a lot of things and heard a lot of things. We're trying to get ahead of China because of the AI, and so they're strategically putting these places in different parts of the country, and Georgia just happened to be like, all right, let's try Georgia. And then there's lots of different counties that, Georgia Power's already allocated or picked out the spots, that they think the data centers are going to go. And, to me, it's still too new technology to support 100% because, we don't know how technology is going to change in the next 10 years, and we got a 1 million square foot or 5 million square foot building, and then it goes from this typewriter right here, right in front of me. This typewriter you don't use it anymore. Now you use your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so now all this is a
it's obsolete now. It's just pretty. It just adds to our museum.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And as far as the battery storage plants, there's I think they do work. They do work fine, but like Georgia Power putting theirs on their property now makes a lot more sense than where they wanted to put it before, because the community shouldn't have to be in any type of danger or anything with the battery storage plants. We don't know what's going to happen with those either. They're talking about the cooling cells and stuff like that. If they do catch on fire, just let them burn out, and we don't want that to happen either. So I think the battery storage deal, I think it's taking care of itself. And as far as the data centers, the state's giving a lot of incentives for them to come in, and that shouldn't be right either. They need to put their own bill and bring all the money themselves instead of worried about tax incentives for the county or the state to come in.
What do you think about abatements overall? I mean, I see the argument that's like, hey, I've been in business here for 20 years, and you're not giving me a tax abatement, but you're using a tax abatement to bring a business in. And I guess it's nobody's decision except for like the development authority, right?
Yes, that's my understanding. Yes, I mean they did that down here where the Birches are, all those restaurants. They gave them a little incentive to come in, and I think that some places it might be good, but at the same time, I mean there's businesses that have been in Carroll County for years and years, and they've been putting the bill themselves.
Use a tax break. All right, we got 5 minutes. When you started this campaign, was there anything that you felt like you had to brush up on? Because I mean, if you don't, if you're not reading this stuff daily or going to every meeting, there's some things that you may not be aware of. Was there any topic or subject that you had to brush up on?
I mean, there's lots of things. I mean, I've always been heavily involved with you don't have to go to every meeting. I mean, I don't have to be there personally. I mean, I could multitask. I could watch the meeting on my phone.
Thanks to Joe Brock.
While I'm working in the garden, or watch it on my phone while I'm feeding cows. I don't have to be there. But once I get elected, I will be at every one of them, and I'll have to do that. My other jobs on the side or whatever. But as far as brushing up on things, I can't know everything, and I'm never going to say I know everything. So if I don't know anything, of course I'm going to research it and try to figure out the answer, and actually look a little educated instead of like a deer in the headlights when I get asked a question. So I of course don't know everything.
I may have asked you this before. If there's a topic, when you were on the show last time, if there's a subject that you're extremely confident in, and you're saying, well, I think this is best for me to vote this way. If you had constituents coming to you and saying, I don't want you to do that. Like say in the next 6 months you become, very educated in data centers.
Yes, sir.
And you think, okay, well, it's not going to hurt anything. It's going to make us a lot of money. We need this money. But yet you still have constituents saying, don't support that rezoning.
Well, I mean, I am here to represent the community, District 4. I'm here to represent them no matter what. But if you have 500 people against it and 4 people support it, and those 4 people are just going to be terribly mad at me if I don't support it, I mean, you got to weigh it out. What's going to be the best. So if you do have to listen to the constituents for sure. But I mean, there's 7 of us voting on the board, 3 plus me plus 3. I'm sorry. So it really, if I vote against it and the other 6 still vote for it, I mean, I'm standing my ground no matter what I believe in, and I'm not gonna be swayed, and you're not gonna move me. So whatever it is, I'll just vote the way I believe, and I do listen to everyone's opinion.
Could you find yourself in a situation where you would ever support eminent domain?
That's it's actually a very touchy subject, because we actually had eminent domain get my grandparents' property on Linda Lane when they 4-laned it. My granddaddy fought it, and they actually took it instead of him taking the money that was offered to him originally. So I don't believe in government overreach by any means. If there's a better option, then we can do it. Like the power line right away that they're talking about in Newnan, instead of going wider, I think they could possibly go taller. It's just there's different situations for a lot of things, but eminent domain it's the government's way to really pretty much take something that's not theirs, unfortunately, but it's the law.
All
so,
right, Jeffrey, you got 1 minute.
1 minute.
I'm heading out. You see me, and you want to say, hey, Colin, I got 1 minute. Let me tell you why I should be your candidate here and represent you in District 4. What's the story?
All right. Well, my name's Jeffrey Vance, and I've overcome one of life's biggest challenges. And everybody that's sitting back and watched it happen, knows that I'm a very determined person, and I speak up pretty loud for myself and for other people. I think I'm the best candidate because I've got children that participate in our community. I've been very involved in our community. I've got a heart for agriculture, so I'm definitely going to support the agriculture community. I just think that I'm the best choice for it, and I would appreciate your vote.
And I got to give you kudos for abiding by the biscuit mandate this morning.
Yes, sir. Pollard's biscuit this morning.
All right. Well, thank you to Pollard's, and thank you to you for bringing it out. And good to see
sir.
you again. We wish you luck on this campaign. 1 week. I bet
1 week. Yeah, I can't wait for it's over.
I figured you're a little excited for that. Thank you guys for watching this morning's Community Voice program and listening to us on News Talk 1330. FM 106.3. Tomorrow we'll have Will Gobby. He's the other candidate for District 4, Carroll County Board of Commissioners. He'll be on the program tomorrow morning at 8:30. News Talk 1330. Have a good Monday.